Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Undrunken podcast. I'm your host, Courtney, and each week we talk real life beyond the bottle. What it means to dump the drink, live life fully, freely, and undrunken. Let's get into it. Hey, friends. Welcome back to the Undrunken podcast. This is Courtney, and today we're digging into something I think a lot of us quietly wonder about. How do you know when you need help versus when you can walk your own path? And let me clarify. Help I'm referring to as in something structured versus alternative options. I do not think anyone should do it solo, and I think there's a difference between going on your own path versus going it alone. But do you need a recovery program? Maybe a coach, a community? Are you kind of just figuring it all out in your own rhythm? There isn't a one right answer, and this isn't a one right answer episode. It's more of a reflection because honestly, there's just no single road to living undrunken. We have our common purpose, life without alcohol. There are a lot of parallel paths, some structured, some spontaneous, some spiritual, and they all lead to the same place. For me, my story and why I chose my path, when I first dumped the drink, it wasn't hard. Like, it wasn't a battle. I didn't hit rock bottom. There wasn't a dramatic story. I just liked life better without alcohol. I was inspired, and you can listen to Beverly's episode. She was my inspiration for, an initial first 100 days, and it turned into something far bigger than just that. I wanted others around me that got it because what I did crave was connection. I wanted to know people who were also living alcohol free and didn't see that as boring or extreme. You know, in the early days, those first interviews were with people that I thought were so cool and that I admired. And most of them I didn't even know were alcohol free or even fully sober until I started talking about my journey and started the podcast. I I just didn't want to be quiet. And I guess that's the part that I used to feel guilty about. I didn't feel like I fit in at AA. I wanted to be loud. I respect AA deeply. I really, really do. I just sitting in those meetings, that wasn't the connection I was looking for. And I didn't need some of the restrictiveness that comes with any kind of program. I wanted connection, and that's what Undrunken was born from. The desire to connect without rules. I wanted to be able to get curious and question. I didn't want labels. I wanted to celebrate a different kind of life. And I'll add this, I do think the steps like AA, the 12 step, that's something everyone should do, regardless of whether you're an addict or not. I've done them, I do them. These are great things to include in your life. Um, so there's what I will call though this middle path. Recently I had this incredible conversation with Rory Kinsella. He's a meditation coach and creator of the Wise Monkey Way. I will link his interview in here. Rory's story really stuck with me. He quit drinking back in 2018. He wrote a viral article about his first 100 days that totally connected with that 100-day idea. And he shared how meditation gave him the structure and awareness he needed to live undrunken. And what I really loved most about our talk was that he didn't replace drinking with another rule book. He built mindfulness into his journey, and that gave him freedom, not friction. And that's the kind of middle path I'm talking about. It's not you're either in recovery or you're not. It's you're doing what works for you. And Rory found his way through meditation and awareness. I found mine through community and curiosity. You might find yours through nature, creativity, spirituality, fitness, or a program. There's no wrong door into a better life. There is a case for programs, and I want to pause and I want to say this loud and clearly. Traditional recovery programs like AA have changed and saved millions of lives. There's a handful of my friends that I've interviewed here that have been through program and have talked about how that saved their lives. And if you're in a place where you need structure, where alcohol has its hooks deep, or where you crave a community that meets daily and holds you accountable, that might be your safest, strongest space. AA and other programs offer routine, and there's a language and a belonging and purpose. And honestly, Bill kind of built the foundation for everything we're doing now, even in this new space. Again, nothing but respect for that community and program. There's also the case for the self-led path. So those of us who don't necessarily need recovery just want to feel better. Those who quit drinking out of curiosity, health, or a sense of alcohol just doesn't fit anymore. Or those that never even started, that's the self-led path. You don't want a program, you don't need rules, but you still want connection. You don't you maybe you still need accountability, even if it looks different. Maybe it's journaling or walking with a friend, or checking in with the podcast community, or joining dry social events. The beauty of being self-led is freedom. The challenge of being self-led is isolation. And that's why community still matters, even if you're not in recovery. So, the middle path, leaning into coaching and community, this is where I think things get really exciting. So, what if there was a space in between? A space that honors the depth and accountability of recovery programs, but keeps the self led energy of curiosity and connection. That is what connect conversations with people like Rory inspire for me. This idea of mindful sobriety, a place where we can gather, grow, and stay accountable without rigidity. That's that's my vision for what undrunken coaching or gatherings could become. A space for people to be seen, not rules, but rhythms, where we can explore what an alcohol free life can look like when it's full, embodied, and free. So I'm not launching anything today, but it's coming. And if you've been craving that middle path, you're exactly who I'm building this for. So take a second, check in with yourself. What is it you are really seeking? Is it healing, structure, connection? Where do you get your accountability right now? Do you have people in your life who get it? What might support look for you right now? Like, not forever, but just now in this chapter, maybe for the next 100 days. You know, I'll close with this, there's no gold star for doing it alone. There's no shame in needing help. We are designed to be in a tribe, to have community. So whether your path is program or personal or somewhere in between, I believe what matters the most is that you're connected to yourself, to others, and to whatever keeps you aligned and undrunken. If you missed my chat with Rory, go back and listen. It is such a powerful example of the kind of conscious and intentional living we're talking about here. And stay tuned, because we're just getting started with these conversations about connection, community, and living life undrunken your way. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. You can tag me on Instagram at Undrunken Podcast. I love hearing from you. Take care of yourself and keep making good choices.